Hello and welcome to Mere Words. I'm your host, Jacob Mueller, and today we're going back into the annals of history. Last week, we read H.P. Lovecraft's The Outsider. Today, we're reading three shorter poems from one of the most important English authors of all time, John Milton. Milton grew up in a time of great political strife, when England was ruled by the tyrannical King Charles I, who levied absurd taxes to fund overseas wars against France and Spain. This was also the time of the Reformation, when the Church of England broke away from Catholicism and the Pope's authority. Despite this turmoil, Milton excelled in his writings, creating one of the greatest works of literature, Paradise Lost, the first epic written in the English language, which he wrote while being blind. He created the prose, which he dictated to his daughter. Milton was also an advocate for religious and personal liberty and opposed the tyranny of Charles I as king. He was the voice of the Commonwealth of England, which was established after the English Civil War and execution of the king. He advocated English republicanism even after the restoration of Charles II as king. He died in 1674, but his legacy would be felt throughout the 17th century, inspiring the French and American revolutions. Alright then, sit down on a comfy couch, or maybe even go outside and feel that wondrous autumn weather. For your reading pleasure, I present three sonnets of John Milton. On the late massacre in Piedmont. Avenge, O Lord, thy slaughtered saints, whose bones lie scattered on the Alpine mountains cold, even them who kept thy truth so pure of old, when all our fathers worshipped stocks and stones. Forget not in thy book record their groans, who were thy sheep in their ancient fold, slain by the bloody Piedmontese that rolled, mother with infant, down the rocks. Their moans the vales redoubled to the hills, and they to heaven. Their mitred blood and ashes sow o'er all the Italian fields, where still does sway the triple tyrant, that from these may grow 100-fold, who have learned thy way, early may fly the Babylonian woe. On his blindness. When I consider how my light is spent, ere half my days in this dark world and wide, and that one talent which is death to hide, lodged with me useless, though my soul more bent to serve therewith my Maker present. My true account, lest he, returning chide, doth God exact day labor, light denied. I fondly ask but patience to prevent that murmur soon replies, God doth not need either man's work or his own gifts, who best bear his mild yoke, they serve him best. His state is kingly, thousands at his binding speed, and post o'er land and ocean without rest. They also serve who only stand and wait. On his deceased wife. Methought I saw my late espoused saint, brought to me like Alcestis from the grave, whom Jove's great son to her glad husband gave, rescued from death by force, though pale and faint. Mine as whom washed from spot of childbed taint. Purification in the old law did not save, and such as yet once more I trusted to have full sight of her in heaven without restraint, came vested all in white, pure as her mind. Her face was veiled, yet to my fancied sight, love, sweetness, goodness, in her person shined, so clear, as in no face with more delight, but oh, as to embrace me she inclined. I waked, she fled, and day brought back my night. Marvelous. Thank you very much for joining me today. It was nice to do something small after two very big projects. If you have any suggestions on what kind of poetry you'd like me to read on this show, send an email to jdm154@shsu.edu and I'll take a look. That's enough for now. Have a wonderful day and enjoy that on breeze.